Alright guys, I've been wrestling with this catalytic converter situation with my fiance's Honda. That's a 97 Accord with the F22B1 engine in it. I did a video, actually I think a couple of videos about it before, and I had pulled the catalytic converter in that other video, and in that video I explained that I had replaced the catalytic converter once already. So this is the original one that came out of the car, and this is the one I replaced it with. And I would say not even a year later, this one, there's broken up pieces inside, which I had covered in that other video. But I really wanted to get my fiance's car back on the road, and we don't exactly have the money to buy another catalytic converter, and here in Florida we don't have emissions testing. So actually what I did was I broke out all the stuff within the old converter right here, the original one that came out, just in case for some reason something went wrong, because I've never done that before. So I wanted to make sure, because this one still works. It's just broken up on the inside, and there was a catalyst and efficiency code on the car, so I took it out to check it out. And so I want to kind of go over, well, most of the people watching this video, I'm sure you guys know what a catalytic converter is and also what it does. But for those of you that don't, the catalytic converter is a part of the exhaust system and emissions. What happens is the exhaust, after it goes down the tailpipe into the catalytic converter, and within the catalytic converter you have platinum, and that platinum reacts with the exhaust and essentially changes the composition of the exhaust to take out the harmful emissions. So theoretically, yes, you do want a catalytic converter because it's good for the environment, but we're kind of in a pinch, I guess you could say. So this isn't a permanent fix. I plan on buying a catalytic converter in the future. If you live in a state where you have the emissions testing for your vehicle, this won't be a good thing to do in the long run, because of the fact that you will fail the testing. So I broke out all the material in this, and actually what I want to also explain is the honeycomb material. It has a whole bunch of little holes so that the exhaust can still go through. Okay, but if your car runs if your car runs hotter, like let's say your car's overheating, or your car is misfiring or something like that, all this stuff can actually damage the material inside the catalytic converter. And that's exactly what happened with this one. My fiance's car frequently overheated because the cooling fans, the relay needed to be replaced, so they wouldn't kick on, and when she got stuck in traffic, the car would start overheating. So I actually want to show you guys some of the material that, well, not some of it, the material that comes out of the catalytic converter. And what I want to show you guys first is a rather good piece that was broken out, and you can see, let's see if I can get it in focus. Let me switch hands real quick. Yeah, kind of. Anyway, you get the idea. You have all these small little holes that actually go through all the way to the other side. And, oh, wait, actually, I think you can see a little bit through it there. But anyway, so yeah, this is a good piece of the honeycomb material that was broken out. Exhaust goes through it. It gets the platinum reacts with the exhaust and all that good stuff. But I'll show you a somewhat worse piece. Okay, I'm going to show you the good side first. See if we can get that in focus. There we go. That's a little bit better. As you can see, it is discolored. That doesn't have any effect. You can actually see through it a little bit. But once I turn this around, you can see that these big chunks, these are just melted pieces of the honeycomb material, and that blocks up the pathway for the exhaust, and it creates extra pressure. When you create that extra pressure, that exhaust can't come through the way it needs to, and that will lead to backfiring through the intake, which is exactly what her car was doing. And that's actually that's a very bad thing. But this isn't even the worst piece, which is pretty sad. Here, let me show you another piece here, because this is bad. This is bad. Okay. So, let's see if I can get this in focus here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so it doesn't look too bad on this side. It does look just a slight bit melted, but then you turn it over, and it's just this big chunk of just melted honeycomb material, and there's nothing going through that. There's nothing. So, as you can tell, the situation was pretty bad. It was it was backfiring through the intake. Man, we couldn't even really get down the road very far before it started acting up. So something had to be done, which is when we changed out for the other catalytic converter. All right, so now that you've heard my long story, let's talk about the step what I did to knock out the material. Now, part of it was already broken up, so it wasn't too bad. But here's what it. Okay, actually, let's look at this one. This is what it looks like, or what it should look like, and as you can see, you can actually see kind of through it a little bit. I mean, the light's kind of reflecting back at it. But anyway, this still has flow through it. It's just the pieces are broken up, and I don't know if it's the same situation as this other one was. All right, so that is what it looks like on the inside. But you can hear that there are pieces broken up in there. Bad stuff. Okay, so now let's look at the one where I cleared it out. And you can just see straight through to the cardboard at the bottom. So there is absolutely no obstruction in this catalytic converter now. And now this is essentially what they call a test pipe that you can buy off of eBay. And a catalytic converter test pipe, it has zero, it just goes straight through just like that. So this is temporary fix, like I said, and I kind of just want to actually look at all the material that came out of that thing. It's insane. There's a lot of stuff in there, and it actually took a little while to break it all out of there. But I'm kind of show you what I did to kind of break it up a little bit. So one thing that really helped was this screwdriver. This is a very long Craftsman screwdriver that, as you can see, goes like almost all the way to the bottom. This is hitting the ground, so I mean it's a pretty decent length here. But you want something that's going to be sturdy, that has like a tip on it, and I was using this to break it up. But in addition to that, you can't just smack it down like that. I mean, it's never gonna work. So what I did also was I just grabbed a nice little sledgehammer right here. Actually, let me set it down so you can see, just like that. And I just took the sledgehammer and I held on to it, and I just smacked it with the sledgehammer to break up little pieces of it. And what wouldn't break up with, like the little pieces that were just big enough not to be able to come through the hole, it was like I was having a hard time using the screwdriver for the just the slightly too big pieces. So then what I ended up doing was I also have this little crowbar here, and I ended up sticking this down in here just like that and smacking the top of the crowbar to break up those pieces, because this is a lot, a lot thicker, like a lot wider. So I was able to break up the rest of those pieces. So I would say it took me probably about 20-25 minutes to break everything up and get it out of there. So anyway, I figured I would share that video with you guys. And if you guys follow me, I have my Nissan that I'm working on. I have my fiance's Honda that I'm working on. So it's like a never-ending cycle here, it feels like. So I'll have a lot more videos, I can guarantee that. If you guys have any suggestions, like of how if you have done the same thing I have, where you've broken out the material on the inside, let me know how you guys have done it. I'd be interested in hearing that. And also, this material, I know that some people, they have a way of getting the platinum out of the honeycomb material. I think it involves like a whole bunch of crushing and sifting and all this other kind of stuff I'm not interested in. But I heard you can get a few bucks for the platinum if you can get it out. So that might be something you're interested in. And I know that there are people on YouTube that go through that. So anyway, back to this. So probably tomorrow, probably going to reinstall this catalytic converter, and then just use that for the time being until we can get another one. And I mentioned in the other video that I had a misfire, and I thought it was the start of like a little bit of extra pressure from that catalytic converter, causing a little bit of extra pressure to cause a misfire. But in that video, I was thinking of backfire, not misfire. So I misspoke in that video. But I will cover what I did in another video, just because it's a separate process. Make for a good informational video. So anyway, I hope this helped you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have had similar experiences, any questions, comments, suggestions. I'm open to all that. And of course, if you like my videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. And have a great night, guys. I'll see you next time.